What is up, guys? Me, the ALE double X Prince. Anyone remember me used to saying that? Some of you may not know what I'm talking about because most of you are brand new subscribers, which I have thanked for. I mean, the fact that I gave up on this channel, I said to myself, who cares about making YouTube videos again? I finally made it to 100 subscribers. Yes, it's not a lot, but for me, it definitely is a lot. It took what 4 or 5 years to get to 100 subscribers, but part of that was because I just didn't care for this channel, or I just wasn't as passionate for it anymore. And that's what happens. Life just kind of gives up on you and stuff. Now you're probably wondering what the hell is this video is about. I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna title this video, to say the least. But this is just going to be a story of something very important that used to happen in this channel, and how I am glad to say that it's time to come back to this point. 5 years ago, when I just started this channel, I wrote a song called Want My Friend Back because the song was basically about me losing a girlfriend, and I wanted to get her back because, in spite of like her, you know, not wanting to date me anymore, she was a pretty cool person to have. And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about, where you date a girl, but then you stop being her friend, and it just kind of ruins everything and it just upsets you. That is what I wrote that song about. The song fucking sucked. I could finally admit that the song fucking sucked. But people loved that what I was doing. People loved that I was trying to do something to just step out of my own shadow because, believe it or not, I've been part of the YWC. I've been part of this internet world, mainly talking about wrestling and movies, since 2013. A lot of people don't know this. Some people thought I started like recently, but I was part of this like world for years. It's just that I was too shy at the time. I just used to write um blogs on my website, which is why I still promote it to this day. It's part of the reason why I didn't make as much videos up to this point. But one of the videos that I used to always make was write music. I used to write my own music and perform it up here in front of all of you. They weren't a big hit, but they were something I was truly passionate about. And after high school, I stopped being super passionate about writing music, that I just kind of gave up on it. I just said to myself, it's not worth it. I did one final performance at college, which is probably the biggest concert I've ever made. I kind of wish we had a camera that night because you guys should have seen it. I performed in front of a shit ton of people. It was insane, but it was awesome. Unfortunately, after that, I just kind of gave up on music. I didn't stop writing necessarily, but I just stopped, caring about music. And so much so that at one point I was like thinking of coming back. I was writing music, and then people really loved the songs that I used to write, and they started performing them themselves. Occasionally I would get a shout out like, "Oh, this song is written by Alex sitting right there." Like we used to go to bars and perform, but then little by little I noticed that it just stopped being about, you know, writing songs that you were passionate about, because re- singing somebody else's lyrics is a lot different than singing your own lyrics. And I noticed that my friends, and to this day everybody remains friends, but my friends stopped, you know, following my music because it wasn't their words. It was just something that they love. Like it wasn't one of those things like, "Oh, I want to take your song and I don't get credit for it or I don't get paid for it." Not nothing like that. It was more of just the fact that it just wasn't that great anymore, and that will happen to you. You stop losing passion. You start losing passion when you get older. You move on to other things. Hell, to this day, people don't know this, but I was supposed to be a film major, and then I slowly moved to radio, which is honestly the best thing I've ever done. I love my job working in radio. Unfortunately, I can't do a lot of radio stuff due to the 2020 outbreak, which is kind of where we're going through with this. Earlier this year, before the pandemic hit, before we were on lockdown, before quarantine, before any of this fucking shit happened, I reunited with an old friend from high school. Someone who I still connected with over the years. We go to college together. Not the same major, so I don't see her as much. But I remember this. I was at a point where I just kind of ran into people occasionally, and uh, she and I have this friendship that was to this day will never die. But um, a lot of people thought I was scared that I never told her my real feelings, and to be real, I did tell her my feelings. Not the way you would expect. I told her my feelings through music. If you guys did not believe this, every single song that I have ever written at one point, this is not the same girl from Want My Friend Back. This is a completely different person. This is just a friend. If you're curious as to like what kind of person she is, listen to my song Dream. I do She is one of the main parts of that song. It is When We Met, She Called Me by a Different Name, Soccer Player, Boy She Got Game, Got My Real Name, Both Looking for the Fame, Friends We Stayed, Both Walking Through This World of Shame. This girl, after that song, was referenced in every single one of my other songs. She wasn't the center point of the music. She wasn't the center point of the song, I should say, but she was like an Easter egg, you could say, kind of like Stan Lee in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like he was just a brief cameo in those movies, which rest in peace to the guy. But anyways, after high school, I kind of stopped. I lost touch of her. I still saw her. I still like ran into her a couple of times. But after a while, knowing the friendship that we had, we were she was considered one of my best friends. I wasn't considered one of her best friends necessarily, but she was to me. And anyways, after something happened, I just decided I'll just call her, see how she's doing. And after that, we just kind of connected again. We didn't date, we didn't hook up, but I did finally get to tell her how I felt about her over the years. It didn't work out. It could have worked out if I fucking didn't wait 8 years. That was on me. Screw me on that one. But what I have with her now is probably better than anything I could ever ask for. Matter of fact, she was the highlight of my birthday. Now, keep in mind, my birthday, I got a free drink at my favorite coffee shop, Cafeina Represent. I just realized I had the shirt. I didn't plan that. I went to Disneyland with my mom. Keep in mind, I turned 21. I had my first beer with my dad legally. Um, I got contact with some old friends. A lot of people just hit me up. I got some pretty cool gifts from my family. It was pretty great, but nothing topped that morning where my friend took a day off her job just to say hi, just to have one good morning of just us hanging out, talking, and just hanging out. It was just awesome that she was willing to do that. And it's thankful that, last year I finally got some fucking balls to tell her how I felt over all these years. And it honestly brought us together more than ever. And due to this pandemic that we had, this year brought us together more than anything because we would constantly text each other. I would hit her up more than she would hit me up, but when she did hit me up, it was beautiful. And whenever I hit her up, it was awesome. It was just that strong connection of our friendship that just brought us together, just time after time. And I can never thank her enough for this. And now that it's the holidays, I've always wanted to write her a song, but I was just too nervous to make the song about her because it could have come off corny. It could have come off cheesy. It just could have come off stupid. I never wrote a song dedicated to her until now. I did write a song to about it. I have not placed it on any channel or any video. There's no video of it up to this point. But I eventually want to get to recording. And before I got a chance to perform that song, I started working on other material just so I could kind of get my groove back on into being into music. Because let's be honest, I'm not the best singer. I sound like this. It's really hard to get over, like when it comes to music. But I finally found my passion for music once again, thanks to this friend. Um, even though she's been in itsy pieces of some of my songs, I might have exaggerated when I said all of them. Just a few. Dream, especially. If you guys don't know what the hell Dream is, go to my YouTube channel. Go to the search box. Type in Dream. Um, you might get top wrestling dream matches or something like that. But the song Dream, and she is the biggest part of that song. When we met, yeah. Anyways, she has been in little itsy bitsy pieces of the song, but I do want to write her a song for the holidays, just to thank you for the friendship that I've ever had for her. Thank you for all of the love and support that she has given me this entire year. And just thank you for just listening and being straight up brutally fucking honest when you had to. Yeah. Um and it's time to come back. Other stuff has motivated me to come back to the mat to do some music again. More particularly, a woman by the name of Adrienne Bailon, who, if you guys don't know who that is the girl from the Cheetah Girls on the Real. She did The Masked Singer. I've been watching The Masked Singer this year, and one of my favorite performers was the Flamingo, which was Adrienne Bailon, and we get to hear her story of how she left music after the Cheetah Girls and now how she kind of is coming back to that. And it was a beautiful story, and it's very relatable. Two Latinos, who loved the music business, but then little by little they just disappeared from it. They were just shy. They were both scared. So I could connect to someone like Adrienne Bailon. Another person who has inspired me to do music again, believe it or not, was Chris Jericho. Um, the first ever AEW World Champion, a 9-time IC champion, the Ayatollah of rock and roller. The guy is just very talented. Music, like I think I was a fan of Fozzy before I was a fan of Chris Jericho. Like that's how like over this guy was. So um, that has been one thing, and I just fell in love with music again. Thankfully, say what you will about the pandemic, it got us a lot. A lot of people came back. They just sat through a bunch of movies that they haven't seen yet, or whatever was available. For me, I just remembered the good times of writing music again. Um, but I think I'm ready to come back to music. Music. I could finally admit that I left music because I just wasn't passionate about it anymore. But I could gladly say that it's time for me to come back. The last time I ever performed was in 2017 for the holidays. So 2018, 19, 20. So 2021, that will be 4 years since I've ever touched a microphone and made music or done a song or anything. Not even a karaoke night, nothing like that. I just was shy. I was scared. I thought I was sounded horrible. And it just took a real friend who I so dearly love. If you're watching this, I'm not gonna say your name because fucking people are crazy in the internet. But if you're watching this, just know that I love you, and I will always thank you for all of the work that we have done together, all of the biggest friendship I could ever ask for, and just being so thankful that you were always there for me after almost since fucking middle school. So that's my big announcement. I am planning next year to record some songs, post them up here, and have you guys enjoy them. So, you know, I got nothing else to say. I'm gonna probably get a couple of haters. I'm probably gonna get a couple of people who love it. I really would love to hear from you guys. I've noticed that a lot of you guys here comment my videos. So I want you guys to like actually comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think about this. Give you some thoughts on like my story, my journey, everything that's been going on. But yeah, I'm coming back to doing music again, and I'm excited. It's me, the ALE double X Prince. And until then, I'm out.